There is one thing that I still wish that the U.S. school systems did. Um, we get we get no indication of how my children are doing vis-a-vis their peers. You know, there is no like, oh, he's in the 90th percentile, or he's, you know, how the first, second, third, and that's probably where I have that discomfort come from, because I grew up in that culture. We get a report card that tells me how my kids are doing vis-a-vis what the school expects them to do. That is pretty much how I review my reports as to how they are doing as far as what their goals are. But we don't get anything like, oh, your child is, you know, better than the rest of the kids, or can get better than the rest of the kids. We get no such indication. But the flip side to that is, maybe not everything is a competition after all. A lot of the homework that I see Aditya bring home is heavily dependent on working with other kids in their class. And if it's not a group project, it certainly is abstract enough where he has to visualize how he wants the end product to look like, ask his teacher for feedback, course correct, and finally submit the task for grading. So there's a lot of visualizing. There is a lot of working with others for whatever work they do. Now, students, I have a little homework for you. See if you can convince your teacher to change that next assignment into a group project, and see if you can lead that group project through. Find a vision, find a path to execute that vision, resolve conflicts, because conflicts will come, complete that project, learn from the experience, and then mentor someone else to lead the next time around. Because isn't that leadership all about? To finish tasks to completion and to have a backup. So to mentoring and leadership, this all comes and ties in together when it comes to collaboration. The third big pillar of what I want to share with you guys today, and this is really, really close to my heart. I feel very strongly about it, especially lately with all that is going on in the world. So my older son, and I speak a lot more about my older son because my younger one is still 10, so his experiences are a little bit limited. My older son was in 6th grade, so I think it was 5th through 6th grade or 6th through 7th grade summer, when he went for this theater camp. It was a 6-week camp during the day. And then at the completion of the camp, they had a theater festival featuring 10-minute short plays. So they were like 15 or so 10-minute short plays. What I was shocked to see was the content of these plays. They ranged from wars to sexual orientation to depression to domestic violence. None of these subjects, mind you, were remotely touched in my small town, middle class convent school education student. So I was like, what are they talking about? And Aditya may not have understood the severity of some of these topics then, or maybe still now, maybe he's still trying to figure these out. But what it did for him was to have this innate empathy for all people and families that are different than his own. He can now talk about his black best friend and how he struggles within the recent scope of Black Lives